I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Be shocked if this fight went the distance.
Unknown MMA. Everything you don't know about MMA. Thank you for talking with me, Eryk. You're fighting in Toronto against Elias Theodorou. How are you feeling about it?
I feel great. You know, although a lot of people say, a lot of fighters say that, you know, leading into a fight, this is the best they felt, you know, one of the best camps, blah, blah, blah. But I truly feel that way about this camp. You know, I got a new strength and conditioning coach. It's the first time I've ever worked on, you know, I had periodization, you know. We're this far away from the fight, we're going to work on power. We're this far away from the fight, we're going to work on stamina. So, you know, I used to just do HIIT workouts and, man, just stop working out completely a month before the fight. I ran a lot more, so I was always more tired.
Yeah.
And, man, my nutrition has always been on point. My actual training, like as far as like, you know, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, kickboxing, all that stuff has always been on point. So I think that, you know, my cardio is really going to be really good, which is important in this fight because Elias is you know, he likes the cardio. He likes to kill people with their cardio. So, you know, I'm feeling really good about this fight.
Yeah, that's good. And you mentioned that you worked on cardio, especially because of the outcome of the last fight. You took on 6 days' notice, and Santos, you were just exhausted afterwards. So you got a lot of work in for that because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if I lose a fight, I don't want it to be because I wasn't conditioned enough. I want it to be the other way. I want to use conditioning as a weapon, drag them out there into the deep water, and drown them. So that's kind of been my, you know, I've done that a lot in my previous fights, and that's something I need to get back to. And I think that, you know, working out with Kenneth Diaz, my strength and conditioning coach, on top of the stuff that I was already doing, all the pieces of the puzzle finally put together.
That's good. It's exciting. So you're from San Antonio. You went to high school here. That's where I'm based. And so do you still have family here?
I don't have any family. You know, my mom was in the military. She retired in San Antonio, but later moved on to Tennessee, to Nashville, and now she lives in right outside of Memphis.
Oh,
A place called Nesbitt, Mississippi, right outside of South Day.
okay. That's pretty cool. So you traveled a lot when you were young.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So are you excited to fight in Canada?
Man, I'm excited. You know, I wish it was a summertime fight. You know, I know it's going to be super cold up there, so.
Yeah, it's like 36 degrees right now. It's going to be cold.
Yeah, the first thing I'm going to do when I get there is get a jacket because I don't think I have one that's big enough. For there.
Yeah. So this is your 4th fight this year, and you fought 4 times in 2016, 2017. How does it feel doing that many fights in a year?
That's what I prefer. You know, I like to stay active. I like to fight that much. I would like to spread it out a little bit. You know, I fought in February, then did fight again until August, and I fought this will be my 3rd fight since August. So, you know, I'd like to, you know, spread it out a little bit so I have time to heal and prepare for each fight. But, you know, sometimes opportunities like that Thiago Santos fight comes up, and it's just one you can't turn down. So, you know, I'm down with the short notice thing. So as long as I get 4 fights in a year, I'm cool. Yeah,
and so you transitioned from being a football player to a fighter. How do you think that having that experience on the field helped you in the octagon?
Man, you know, I started playing football when I was 7, and probably started working out seriously when I was, you know, 13, 14. So, you know, I spent the vast majority of my life, you know, working on athletic ability, you know, short area quickness, speed, power, and all those things that the football players possess and need to have to be successful at that level. So I would say athletically, football helped me a great deal. Now, I played linebacker and defensive end, so everything's like pretty much straightforward. Not a lot of lateral movement or anything like that, like boxers and basketball players have. So maybe if I like play corner or receiver, you know, I'd have, you know, a little more fluid hips, but that's something I'm definitely working on and definitely making strides to loosen up the hips.
Yeah. I feel like with other sports like football, you have to have this sort of like field vision to be able to anticipate moves and stuff. And so I really noticed, I felt like that kind of helped you in your fight against Tim Williams, you were able to, I had to slow the video down whenever he was coming off the canvas and you caught him with that kick. I was like, I watched it like 5 or 6 times, so I had to slow it down to actually see, and you're able to anticipate those kinds of moves.
Yeah, also another thing is, man, I did a lot of film study, picking up tendencies of opponents and kind of adjusting on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Williams was on his back 2 or 3 times in the fight,
right.
and all but the last one, he would kick my leg and try and do that technical stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
He'd make a little bit of space so he had room to do the stand-up. That third time, he didn't do any of that. He just tried to stand up. I think it was because they were short time. He may have felt like he was losing the fight, and he had to get off his back, so I couldn't score points. So,
mm-hmm.
It kind of led to his demise.
Yeah, it was a really good fight. It was a really cool fight to rewatch. How long had you been training in MMA before you actually pursued it professionally?
I think I started in 2012 and then turned pro in 2015.
Mm-hmm. So I want to talk a little bit about your weight cutting. Your last fight was at light heavyweight, so it was really easy to make that weight class. How are you feeling going back to middleweight?
I feel great. I think for longevity in my career, middleweight's the way to go. But for short notice fights, and I'm not opposed to fighting at 205. I don't want the option to do both. So if the opportunity comes across, I'll fight at 205. But getting to 185, it's a little bit more stress on the body than obviously the 205 is. But I've done it 12 out of 13 times now, so it's something I've gotten used to.
Yeah, that's good. So what's the hardest thing for you to cut from your diet?
Man, I'm a big burger, pizza, pasta. I like all the stuff that's not good for you. So, and candy and sweets and stuff. I go hard for about a week after the fight. And I just feel disgusted with myself and go back to the diet. So,
Yeah.
The cutting out all the good stuff. It's the sweets and stuff. That's probably the most difficult part.
Right. So how has your preparation for this fight been? It probably feels good having an actual full camp instead of 6 days notice like your last one.
Yeah, after the last one, me and my wife went to Spain, chilled, didn't do any training, just took it easy for about 10 days, and then got right back to work as soon as I got back. So, I've been working diligently, trying to, better my skills and fix the holes and gaps that I think I may have in my game. And I'm definitely looking out there to go out there and get a victory next weekend. Yeah,
I'm sure it's going to be a really good fight. How do you feel about Elias and his performances in the octagon?
He wins, and at the end of the day, boring or not, that's the name of the game, is to rack up W's, and that's something he's, been able to do. So, not really my style, or something I like to watch or whatever, but he is in the top 15, and, I think he's 5-2 in the UFC, so it's a pretty impressive record, but I plan to put a halt to that this next fight.
Right, you said, you mentioned it's a little bit more boring because he does go to decision. How do you feel like you're preparing for that? Is that more cardio? Is it just looking for that early knockout?
Yeah, I'm not looking for the knockout. I think in 1 or 2 of my fights I went looking for the knockout, and it didn't come. So the fights that I just kind of let the fight evolve as it goes, and the knockout just appears. Right. If you will. I've been working a lot. I think he's going to try and hold me against the cage, score points. So, I've been working a lot of cage defense and things like that.
Right. So, you and him had beef on Twitter in September. Do y'all still have that? Or the back and forth, was that even really settled?
Yeah, we exchanged words. I was trying to get the fight, got the fight. Right. We exchanged words the other day, but at the end of the day, this is just business to me. It's not personal. If he wants to take it that way, then, I really don't care, to be honest. So, he can take it how he wants it, and, we'll let the hands do the talking come next week.
Right. What do you think your biggest advantage is going into this fight?
I definitely think that I'll be the bigger, stronger, more explosive person, fighter in this particular fight. I've seen his style before at the highest level with Machida.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that he's a little bit better than Theodorou is at that particular game. So, I think I have a lot of advantages. I don't think that, his striking is he's just super random.
Mm-hmm.
He's out there mashing buttons, and, I'm calculated and precise.
Right. So, who are you thinking after this fight? What's your next goal? Who would you like to fight next?
I can't tell you that. I can't break it until I get that hand raised.
Right.
I'm doing that post fight with. I have to think it's Joe Rogan doing the pay-per-view card. So,
Right. Okay, so.
He'll get the first crack at it.
Yeah. So, do you have a pick for the main events? We have Max and Brian and Valentina and Joanna.
I think Valentina is gonna win, and I also think that Brian Ortega is gonna upset Holloway.
Okay. So, what's your favorite part of fight prep, like leading up to the fight or after?
Man, I absolutely love traveling, and I love getting ready for the fight. So that's why I always ask for fights in other countries and stuff, so I can go see what they got going on. And I love traveling, so that's a big part of it. I also like to, I love everything about martial arts. I like the training. I like everything that goes into it. The only thing that I don't like is cutting weight and dieting. Other than that, I love everything about it.
Yeah, that's good. Is there a venue that you would like to fight in that you haven't gotten to yet?
I think Madison Square Garden is the biggest arena, definitely in America, if not the world. So next time they go there, I'd like to fight in the Garden.
Yeah, that would be really fun. So have you chosen your walkout song? I know you had tweeted something about picking 3 different ones.
Yeah, so I had a contest that I put out on the internet, Twitter and whatnot. Someone who could create a walkout song for me, I would pick, and then I would give my fight bag that the UFC gives us every time we go up there. So I got 3 songs to choose from. They all sound pretty promising, and whenever I walk out, that's when I find out.
That's pretty cool that you did that little contest. It's for like unknown artists and stuff.
I mean, whoever, one of the guys who entered, he's the guy. I don't know if you remember that song, that Lil Wayne song, Duffel Bag Boy. He produced that beat. One guy is from Australia, so that's pretty cool to have somebody from down under doing that. And then the other guy is the guy that I played football with at Alabama, who likes to rap and write songs. So, man, if all three songs are awesome. It's going to be very difficult to choose one out of the 3, but someone's got to win.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's an interesting way to pick your walkout song. So, just from a fighter's perspective, what's going through your mind whenever they announce your name right before the fight? Is there like a moment of clarity?
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, there's literally nothing running through my mind. Everything's clear. I'm kind of doing like a check of my body. How do I feel? Is anything hurting or whatnot? Just kind of going over the game plan in my head, but not really, no nerves, no nothing like that. Just, ready to go.
Yeah. So my website is called UnknownMMA, so I want to kind of highlight things that fighters don't really talk about, or we don't really know about the fighters that do interviews all the time. So what's something that you would like for your fans to know?
I don't know, man. I'm a pretty open person, and don't have any skeletons or anything like that. Man, that's a tough one to think of off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head.
What kind of hobbies do you do outside of fighting?
Eat. That's it. Eating and traveling. I got 2 boys, so I'm always chasing them around and taking them to practice here, taking them to practice there. My wife works as well. She owns her own business, secondary language acquisition language school. So
wow, that's really cool.
She works during the day, is off the afternoon, and then works again at night. So I'm pretty much a house dad at night. I do all my training in the morning and afternoon, and then I take the kids wherever they need to go, and feed them dinner and get them bathed and all that other good stuff.
That's good. So team player, you guys. Y'all have
Yeah,
a good team going.
teamwork make a dream work.
Yeah. So is there anyone you want to shout out? I know you made a shirt for the Toronto card. Do you have a link for that?
Yeah, you can just go on my Facebook or Instagram at Eryk Anders. Shoot me a DM and I shall tell you how to get a shirt. My sponsors, Red Gear, Infinite CBD, and Vitamin Energy, big contributors and big part of my success.
Okay, well, thank you so much for taking your time to talk with me today, and good luck on your fight.
Hey, appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Shocked if this fight went the distance?
Unknown MMA. Everything you don't know about MMA.